Well, today we are going to talk about interview and its types. As you know, interviews they are important in any field of study, let alone business, English or business field. As you are from business world and interviews are crucial in your field. An interview is a face-to-face communication between a candidate and a potential uh, employer, right? And there are certain questions, there are a set of series of questions asked by the employer to the employee so that he can assess and judge whether they want the person in their company or institution or not. These could be categorized as behavioral questions, professional questions, academic questions, and etc. Now, what is an interview? The word interview means view between or sight between. It suggests a meeting between two persons for the purpose of getting a view of each other. Like I told you, that the employer needs to make a judgment whether you're a good fit or not. It suggests a meeting between two persons for the purpose of getting a view of each other, or for knowing each other, or we can say that it is the interaction between interviewer and interviewee. Interviewer वो होता है जो इंटरव्यू ले रहा है and interviewee is somebody who is giving the interview. An interview is a means of two-way communication. So it's a two-way process. There's one person sending some kind of message and the other person sitting next to them or receiving the action. These are some of the most important and significant types of interviews. You will find a number of others as well, but as a business person, you need to know these so that you know what to do whenever you have such kind of interviews. First one is promotion interview. Now, promotion interview, as the name suggests, are conducted whenever there is a promotion in the line. Whenever there is somebody who's due for promotion, they are interviewed. Even if there is no competition, sometimes it happens that you are the only one who is going to get promoted for a job, for a position, but you need to know, you need to be made aware of the new techniques or new added burden that you have as a new professional designation that have been assigned to you, the new responsibilities. That is why a superior or somebody who's in charge will interview you for your promotion and tell you that, and they will help you in order to take the new responsibilities. Then there is assessment interview or appraisal interview. This kind of interview is basically conducted in an in office where the person who is in the highlight is assessed on the basis of their performance. Annual appraisal interviews are the best for judging the performances of employees on all levels. A face to face confidential talk is an opportunity for both. They discuss on several issues which are related to the job. It could be related to the punctuality or the promotion or the more efficiency that is required of a person so that an appraisal or assessment interview is structured. Now, basically, this kind of interview focuses on the career development shortcomings or areas that need improvement, some kind of training is needed. You might have heard that certain people in your offices, some of you are professionals, they are nominated for some kind of training. The reason being that they need to be assessed, they need to revitalize, they need to consider the way or the ways they have always opted for doing a task, right? Then exit interview. Exit interview is given to an employee who has resigned or somebody who's leaving an organization, and the organization needs to make a judgment what are the reasons that a person is leaving their institution, right? जब भी कोई resign करके जाता है, there must be a reason behind it. So in order to Get this information. Interviews are conducted. It gives information about PF, group insurance, and how and when the dues will be paid. PF is Provident Fund. अगर कोई गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉय छोड़ के जा रहा है तो उन्हें पता चलता है कि उन्होंने आगे कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन क्या होगा, right? Then even if they are supposed to pay the final check to the person, they need to have an exit interview. And sometimes if they want to stop the person from leaving the institution, तब भी एक exit interview रखा जा like किया जाता है. Problem interview. This kind of interview is basically is conducted for the people who are actually creating any problems in an institution or any workplace they are working in, or it could be about a performance issue or behavioral issue which is unsatisfactory on a larger level. So, in this kind of interview, solutions can be presented, or warnings or notices can be presented to the person who is being a bad asset to the company. Then stress interview. This kind of interview puts the candidates into difficult situation in order to test their reactions to stress. This method is used for selection for positions in which the person must be able to face difficult situations without getting upset. A stress interview tests such qualities as courage, tact, cool temper, and self command on candidates, which is needed when confronted by other individual or groups. These kinds of interviews help assess the employers and the higher authorities that the position that they are offering to a certain person, whether they'll be able to justify the position or not. For example, you might have heard that people who qualify CSS, they go through stages of stress. They are always committed to their work, they want to clear it. Even though when they are professionals, they're always doing the hard work. They're always on the verge of doing something which might stress them out. So these kind of interviews are conducted there. Selection interview or job interview. You might have already given one selection interview when you were getting selected for this degree, right? So and similarly, if you're going for a job, you have applied for a job, initial interview is scheduled where they ask you their name, why do you want to choose their company, why do you like their name, why do you want to be part of their company, and what can you offer as a professional. So these kinds of questions are asked in job interviews. These are the types of interviews that you should know. There are many others, but these are the basic ones.